Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning. Good morning, crew. I hope y'all can hear me. I had myself on mute again. I had to check it, double check it. Good morning, crew. Shout out to y'all for being here. I know it's 8 o'clock a.m. and I'm glad y'all here with me. Shout out to Lamone. Good morning, Lamone. Good morning, Zaire. Good morning, El Preston. Good morning, City 805 Queen. Good morning, Cheryl Burnett. Look at y'all popping up in the room. Good morning, Voodoo. Thank y'all for being here this morning. We got a loaded show. I mean, we really do got a loaded show as usual. As usual, it's a good loaded show. Stuff that we need to talk about. But I want to say shout out to the members, shout out to the moderators. Thank y'all for always holding me down like y'all always do. Shout out to the crew and shout out to the dopest subscribers. Shout out to the dopest subscribers. Thank you all for checking out the videos, the content, liking, giving me your opinions, all of that great stuff. It really truly does help us content creators out. If you are just coming in the building, please make sure you hit that like button. Give me some love. Help me get this video in the algorithm this morning on this great day. I appreciate all the love. Slim Body Benz, good morning. Good morning. I owe you an apology after watching the replay on the vid you did last week. I was missing some of the pieces to the puzzle. Next time, I'm just gonna sip my tea and mind my business. Slim Body Benz, shout out to you. Shout out. Listen, if you're new here and you have not hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you'll know when the next video drop. And also, if you are so inclined to send me some love, please feel free to do so at the Cash App $ Roman L Jackson. Everything goes to supporting this channel, and I appreciate everything you all do for me. Good morning, crew. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I feel like I was like gone for ages. It really do, because I be holding stuff, notes for days. Okay. I'm talking about notes for days. We got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to get into, all of that good stuff. And because I missed 2 shows last week, for me, I still owe 2 organizations, their proper due. So we're not done with our Black History Month Give It Back, even though it's March 1st. And I always say this. That's why I don't even like the whole concept of Black History Month. I'm the kind of person that'll celebrate it in March just to spite folks. You're gonna give us the shortest month and then expect what? So on March 1st we stop talking about it? No, 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 no. No, no, no. So I wanted to get into that. I just wanted to say good morning to you all. I am happy and excited to be back. Good morning, Kings Mina. Honey, what Peter Thomas do? Ciao. We gotta get into Peter Thomas. Y'all, he in Baltimore. He got a whole bar one out here in Baltimore. Roman didn't even know. That's how like I must not be frequenting that area. Anyways, got a bar one. We're gonna get into this in hot topics, but I just want to give you a little bit of the tea. He must have allegedly choked up this woman at the bar who allegedly he was paying $2,500 to freak on. And she's not even the one who filed the lawsuit in the case and filed press charges and called 911 and was crying. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Feels that way to us too. Aw, thank you. I have to it too a few times. It's beautiful. Okay, what my island, Peter? Oh, child. Now we got to talk about it because see, I'm looking at the story a couple ways. I'm looking at it a couple ways. The girl who actually got choked up allegedly, she sounds like she don't even want to like, girl, you fucking my bag up. It was just a miscommunication. So we're gonna get into that. Let me kick this show off. We're gonna get right into announcements. So today, in announcements that I want to get through. Now, I want to tell I typically say I don't want to share like personal stuff about me in this aspect, but I wanted to share with you all that over the last 2 months, I have inherited a whole department, meaning I now manage, supervise, direct, all that good stuff. A department, okay. And this happened beginning in January. I've been kind of like saying little things like, "I'm so happy y'all, I'm at work. I'm doing all this good stuff," but now I'm in the crux of it. And so I wanted to kind of throw that on you, like, "Oh, Roman doing the channel," and yeah. So I be when I be like heavy, busy, or like tight on schedule, is because I'm really now director, like really doing that. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Now I'm not giving no more details because you know what happened to me in past July. So I'm at a point where anything I say is celebratory, very vague, but it is what it is, and I'm so excited about it. You know, I've been in my role in my career for about 11 years now, since 2011, 2000, I want to say 2011, but 2012 really. So it's been about 11 years. And so I think this is worth it. I mean, I started out as a development associate, like way down there. So I wanted to share that with you all just to let you all know some of the mental that be going on in my brain. Also, positive news. So I told y'all this before. I said that Target is one of the biggest pushers of African American products, right? So we have here the lip bar. So we have Melissa Butler. Her lip bar becomes the largest Black owned makeup company in Target. Now, I don't know if you women or men, whoever, I don't know if you've ever tried the lip bar or try her products. Hell, I walk past it. I don't never take a look, but now I'm gonna take a look, like, go on, girl. So she has 6 feet in the whole and almost all of the Target stores now. She got 6 feet space. That's huge. That's major. Y'all check out this proud moment from Melissa Butler. Shout out to Melissa Butler. They hate to see us do it, but we doing it.
Oh my God. We are officially the largest Black-owned makeup company in Target. The Lip Bar Inc., which has TLB, y'all already know, and our new baby thread, we are now taking up 6 feet of space in Target. We have been working on this for so long. When you see a lot of the brands with the big space, it's like, it's conglomerates. It's not like little Black girls from Detroit taking up this much space. So I figured I would dress for the occasion, okay? With my thread and TLB face, and we are about to go and see what Black girl magic looks like. Let's go. Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. I had to take a moment, y'all. I just started bawling like a little baby at the shelf because, like, How do we take up this much space? And we started on .com with like one SKU. I feel just so overwhelmed and supported. Oh shit, I'm gonna cry again.
Aww. Shout out to Melissa Butler for doing the damn thing and taking up that much space in a Target. You know, most of that goes to L'Oreal, the Maybellines, the major distributors in makeup in the cosmetology world. So for her to have that space, get that kind of exposure, you know, and not for nothing, but the target consumer, the average target consumer spends on average, like I think it's $5 to $10 more than the Walmart consumer. So you are now exposed to a higher demographic who might then become like you might become their target audience. They may go to select stores looking for your product specifically because of this 6-foot stand. They were there looking for dish soap and walked past and saw it. So shout out to Melissa Butler. I know that's work, girl. I know it's work. You didn't even have to explain. I know when you did it, I said, "Oh, girl, that's work." Now, told you for us, Black History Month was in February. Okay, notice it ain't no February on here. Okay, where we pay it forward, get involved, support Black nonprofits. Now on Monday, what I did was we looked at the organization Young Black and Lit, which focused on providing books to all kinds of communities. Well, when I did that, I didn't know Google was going to work its magic and then start catering stuff to me. And so I stumbled upon this organization that does amazing work. And I said, I got to share this with you all. It's called Barbershop for Books. Okay. This Black man decided that it would be a great concept to start dispersing books to barbershops across America. We ain't talking about one community, across America. And then using that as an opportunity for fathers and sons to read together, taking it one step further, then creating a program out of it. So I had to jump all over this. And the first thing I did was send an email on the side. Hey, if you're looking for funding, I'm always available. Don't think I don't be doing that to these organizations. To drink water. Girl, I done told you about this. I'm sorry for my silent co-host. I'm sorry. The feds are always watching and listening. So it's called Barbershop for Books, where we inspire kids to read for fun. So here's what they do. And so you'll see their biggest challenge is today more than 82% of Black male 4th grade students in the U.S. are not proficient in reading. That was a stat for me that I didn't even know was even possible. 82% of Black males in the 4th grade are not proficient in reading. That's alarming. Now we have to take into account who ran this survey, what demographic did they survey. I'm always one to look for fallacies in all of these statistics. I do it in my regular job. I'm like, okay, give me 3 more sources, please. And so it goes on to say that low reading achievement among Black boys today will produce Black men who are ill prepared to compete in the workforce. And that is so true. It also says around 70% of public school elementary teachers in the U.S. are white, and the majority of Black boys are raised by single mothers. A lack of Black male reading role models in school and at home contributes to decreased reading motivation and has led many Black boys not to identify as readers. I know that ought to be true in my own family. So for those reasons alone, pulled me in. I wanted to look at who else was a part of this organization. So you have Alvin Irby. He's the founder and executive director, and they only really have a staff of 6 doing this major work. And when I say major work, I'm saying major work. You see all these states? They're covering ground, you all, and they're willing to expand and go further. So here are some of the programs that they do. Reading So Lit is an innovative tool, and basically what it is it's a package tool that they give to teachers if they need assistance with providing literary options, lessons to classes. So it's a 6-week program. I think it starts in July, but teachers are able to get involved. Students are able to get involved. And right now they have about 7 different schools who actively are part of this program. And I was like, wow, that's a great tool. And, they have a lot of Black male teachers who are actually going over a curriculum with these students during this given period of time, with the outcome that the students that came into the program, they're coming out reading at a different rate within 6 weeks. You can do this anywhere. They have a virtual component, and they also have a camp component where you can send your child on site. And so I thought that was also cool. They also have this. It's an e-library. I thought this was so dope. You can go on the website right now, if you want to, and download a book, get a book. Or if you have a little infant and you want to put on a book for them to read, you have this black man reading all of these books. All of these books, this black man is reading them to these kids. And I went and found myself just listening. I'm just sitting like, oh, let's look at you. Now, if you're a black man, you can volunteer to read a book too, and you'll get on a YouTube, just like you see him down here where it says watch fun storytime videos. And I said, what clever way to also provide exposure for what, fathers could do. That's my dad reading a book. Not only is he reading a book to me, he's reading to everyone on a YouTube channel. I thought that was great. If I had a child, I would be doing that. Shit, I might be trying. You might catch me over there reading a book. So I just dropped the link in the chat for you all. Please, did I drop the link? Oh yeah. Please check them out. It's called barbershopbooks.org. And then the other thing is the Barbershop Books, our namesake program, where they leverage a national network of barbershop partners to inspire Black boys and other vulnerable children to identify as readers. Bring this program to your area. And so we gifted them $25 this morning. I didn't get my email thank you, not yet. They probably are working. I don't know what's going on, but I didn't get my email thank you yet, but I'll share it on the community wall. We gifted them $25 this morning. Shout out to this wonderful program, Barbershop for Books. You've heard it here if you've never heard about it before. And I actually want to share this clip. They got some national news recently about what they're doing because people are taking this and saying, hey, I'm interested as well. So I wanted to share this clip with you all. Please check it out. This is part of doing the work. We taking care of the business, top of the hour. And hit that like button too, crew. Appreciate it. Wi-Fi.
And we welcome you back. During Black History Month, we're also taking a look at education after our reading skills.
In the Golden Matters analysis uncovered 75% of Black California boys did not meet state reading standards.
CBS shows us the policy in a novel way.
The library. Librarians know kids check out books, and little boys of color are not reading proficiently. So Johnny Parker of Vacaville Town Square Library brings books to children in unusual spaces.
I really appreciate you dropping off the books.
Cities show Black boys trail Black girls.
Reading skills, sometimes they're on an average 2 grades behind.
Children might not visit a library, but they certainly need a haircut. In 2019, Parker launched Reading at the Barbershop. Immediately, barber Keir Robinson was game.
It's something about a chair that when people get in it, they open up.
Black barbershops are known for being a safe meeting space to exchange thoughts, debate ideas, and uplift men and boys. Robinson heard of the program at a former shop. When he opened up his own spot, he wanted young minds to explore.
It's a vessel for me to give to the community what I didn't get.
How does it feel to know that you're helping them with their literacy?
It feels good because I know that they're going to need to know how to read in order to get a job and to provide for themselves.
You won't find classic literature on the shelves. Instead, books reflecting the immediate communities, sometimes written by authors who are Black, Latino, and Asian. Children are allowed to take the books home. As for how does Parker get businesses to get involved, it boils down to an easy question.
The first thing I ask them is, do you want to be a part of your community?
Originally, reading at
Word. Shout out to them. I love to see that kind of stuff, And then it comes. We have these conversations with folks in your regular life of, well, what do they do for the community or what programs? Well, actually, I could tell you there's a couple of things going on. So shout out to them for doing that. I also wanted to, I wanted to give you all a quote of the day. This is just a reminder to you and I. It's nothing in particular, but a reminder. Um, I've done it before, and I can do it again. Okay. This is for the ones who are afraid of success. Sometimes you might be afraid of your own success or what you can do or your own capabilities. I find myself stuck in that too. Even my friend, we talked about this before. But you always have to lean on your most recent success to energize you to move forward and achieve new success. Okay. So I've done it before and I can do it again. There's nothing that you can't do if you have the will. And that will can sometimes come from what you've done in the past. What have you been so successful for? So sometimes look at your past successes as a catalyst, sort of like that uh to help you moving forward. And I wanted to share that. I don't know who needed to hear it, and I don't know why that popped up for me yesterday, but I definitely wanted to share that. And then also, members, you'll see this video. I uploaded it. Oh, she's mad, mad. Okay, calls the police on black men who were shoveling the neighborhood sidewalk. Now, I'm gonna release it after this live for everybody, but members, I gave y'all an opportunity to check it out overnight. This is crazy. Okay, this woman lost her pebbles, her marbles, and I don't think she ever had any screws. The men, these black boys, black men. Okay, one of them father literally lives in the house next to her. He's shoveling their driveway, then decides to shovel the sidewalk. This woman comes outside and tells him, "You better stop," and proceeds to throw the snow back on the sidewalk. I said, "Ma'am, you're gonna get a stroke trying to prove a point." This is what I be telling some of these folks down here. You're gonna get a stroke trying to prove a point. So she done called the police, African American. And what made me so mad about this video, y'all have to check it out, is one of the guys is pissing me off because the other guy's like me. What you mean? And the other guy's like, nope, don't say nothing. Nope, 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 don't say nothing. And the dude was like, I'm gonna come back out here and clear this path again. Stop saying, don't say nothing. I'm saying, looking like, for what? She already done basically called the police on us. At this point, what's the problem? So y'all gotta check that video out. Oh, she's mad, mad. Okay, she's mad, mad. Look at her. Look at her. She mad. Calls the police. I couldn't believe it. So y'all gotta check that out. That's in the members only section. And that is all of the announcements I had for you all. Thank you all for coming through and in the building. Good morning, Naries. Good morning. Shout out to Naries. I got a couple clips. I think you sent me a clip I got lined up or something. You sent me something, it's lined up, it's in the queue. Hey, El Preston. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. I'm one of those folks who like to sit on good news for like at least a good minute and then boast or say something about it or make a statement, because I always feel like as quick as you jump or move high up, baby, it determines your fall. So I love to be slow and process it and like, okay, is this my new reality now? So I wanted to share that with you all since y'all, we see each other weekly, every other day. Hey, boo. Good morning, Risa. King's Mina, like I said, what my baby daddy done did. Peter, now you ain't the only one. I saw Peter and was like, you, because y'all know I'm about chocolate. I love me some chocolate. I'll be in and out as I'm starting my day. Okay, boo. I always love to see black. You see her? I said I would have been right next to her in the whole suit. We about to go look at this, and I'm sure people didn't recognize her in Target. Was like, oh, this is mine. That's me right there. You better do that. Hey, Mrs. G. I love it. That's a great program. Reading really is fun. It really is. It really is. Let me go. That's what I said. I said, let me go read a book. Let me go put on a shirt and tie and read a book. Okay. Good morning, Brick Girl Haley. I think I might even do that for my own channel. Read a book. No, but they don't. My channel is way not suitable for kids at all. The way they be throwing me in a limited all the time. When my daughter was deployed in Iraq, they had programs where parents would upload reading videos for their kids' bedtime because of the time difference. That had to be magical. It had to be. And all of that stuff is saved. So you can always go back to it and see it again, moment for moment. Like, that's dope. Hey, boom. Good morning, pretty chocolate girl. What up, Zap? Oh, not the red cup. I know what those red cups mean. I was finna get the camera and put it up, but it ain't nothing but some Sprite in here. I wanted to burp. I felt like I had to burp or yawn, so I had a Sprite. I put some Sprite and ice in here. Hey Voodoo, Voodoo. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you, Zap. Thank you. That's me and Peter in the thumbnail. We got to get to that Peter story. Y'all gonna be like, somebody's lying. All right, y'all. So we about to get right into local. So in today's local news, we're going to kick off with a lot of politics stories. First two stories are going to be politics stories, just because we need to update. We haven't talked about student loans in a while. We don't, and it's hot, it's out there, it's trendy because it's buzzing, and I want to talk to y'all why it's buzzing. So, 26 million student loan forgiveness applications could be declined by the Supreme Court. Now, who is sitting there saying, "Nah, duh, didn't know this was coming"? First of all, you have a stacked Supreme Court with nothing but Republican justices. Okay. Then all of the lower level courts where these cases against, fighting Biden against student loan, they've been Republican judges. They've been denying them, sending them back, moving them forward, or allowing them to proceed to the Supreme Court. Well, we're here. So yesterday, Tuesday, there were oral arguments regarding, was it yesterday? Today is what? Today is, yeah, it was yesterday, Tuesday, were the oral arguments. And so basically what we had going on was you had the Republicans basically saying that they were concerned about fairness, the executive overreach, and the mechanics of whether states could bring their suits forward. And they're saying, why give borrowers this forgiveness instead of people who work to pay their debt early or were unable to take on debt and skip college? And my thing was, didn't we say this already? If this was not a part of the initial plan on how are you going to respond to those who did pay their debt? Is there some sort of stipend that they could receive? Is there some sort of tax credit that they could claim? But that was never provided for. And even I'm a Democrat, and I'm very sometimes neutral down the middle. I saw that as an issue because if I paid all my student loans, I'm going to be honest with you, and I saw this kind of program, I would question, what am I going to get? What's in it for me? And so I see how that is becoming an issue, but I didn't think it could get to a point where you would sue. Well, that's where we are, lawsuits. So those are valid questions, and the idea of debt forgiveness splits the country in half. 50% of midterm voters, mostly Democrats, approve of Biden's debt relief plan, while 47, mostly Republicans, oppose of it. So one of the biggest things that they wanted to do here, and just to give you some facts and figures also, is that the plan was to forgive $20,000 of debt, which equaled about a half a trillion in debt, clearing it from the books. 40 million people were eligible and 26 million people applied and were approved. I was one of the people, 40 million, that applied, and was the other part that didn't get approved. And so you have, just give you those figures. You have 40 million people, 26 million people sitting on this case right here is dependent upon whether their student loans will be deferred or they have to start making the payments. And so they had these oral arguments, but there was one big sticking point that Republicans just wouldn't let go. And it was this. So their biggest thing was, shouldn't this go through Congress? And Chief Justice John Roberts basically said, and if they haven't acted on it in Congress, then maybe that's a good lesson to say for the president or the administrative bureaucracy that it's not something they should undertake on. That whole time I was on mute. What up, chat? That's what we gonna do. What's up, chat? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? He just talking. What's up? What's up? Because I saw that chat moving. I'm like, wait, what is going on between pages? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. We gotta do that over. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That is that you don't want no slander lawsuits. Good morning. Okay. I'm telling everyone, I'm your sister wife. Okay. All right. Listen, with all the liberties. Okay. Are we froze? What the hell? We got to do that over again. Somebody trying to play me? What? On mute? Ah. Good morning, Bobby. Hey, boo. Hey, boo. What up, Shantae? What up? What up? So we were talking about student debt, and I left on the fact that Chief Justice John Roberts is out here saying that if the lower courts and Congress fail to act on pushing student debt or moving it forward or even allowing it to go forward, then that should be a sign to that administration that it shouldn't happen. It's a bigger issue and it shouldn't come to the Supreme Court. They basically setting it up for we shouldn't be the ones that decide to this. We should push it back to the lower courts and whatever dissent they have given, we should be fine with that. That's what they're setting this up for. But the Biden administration threw something back at them, which is y'all didn't say that shit about COVID-19 when we did the PPP loans and the health mask mandates and the lockdown measures. Y'all wasn't saying that shit then. Y'all didn't sue us then. We ain't seen no lawsuits in court then. And that was executive measures provided by 9/11. The 9/11 the 9/11 what did they call it? The 9/11 legislation. And so they're saying, but because I want to use the 9/11 legislation that says basically you can remove burden and debt from folks under a specific period of time. And so he's using this time to say these people are qualified for us to do this. But they're saying no, that's overreach. Now you're doing too much. Also, now I'm doing too much. But it wasn't too much to give out all those PPP loans when we see so many fucking people have used it illegally, including some of you politicians. But ain't nobody talking about that. But I'll give it to Biden's team. They brought that shit up. The administration points to 9/11 era legislation they say allows the Secretary of Education to take great power during a national emergency, in this case, the pandemic. But justices have recently been skeptical of COVID-related emergency arguments. And so it's just like, we damned if we do, we're damned if we don't. So at this point, we're all stalled. And here's the thing. June 30th, if you are like me in a student loan deferral program or whatever the hell they're calling it, that's automatic. June 30th, it ends. 60 days after that, your student loan payments begin. They start ramping back up. So at this point, I don't see any promise, any compromise or anything. But let's take it one step further. Guess who this is affecting the most? And I didn't even know this. This is a fact. We got to come up with a word, a fact moment, a brain moment, or something. I didn't know that the biggest population of folks that is hit with student loan debt is Black women. I didn't know that. Here I'm thinking it's just blacks in general split down the middle between, but I didn't know that. But given the fact that more women are graduating from college, moving into professional fields, it makes sense. And so this article says Black women rally at Supreme Court for student debt relief. And one key thing that I saw was, according to the nonprofit, the Education Trust, Black borrowers are disproportionately burdened by student loan debt. But Black women in particular hold more of the debt than any other group, while simultaneously being the most college educated group in the nation. Black women average 38,800 in federal undergraduate loans. I didn't know that. And so for that reason alone, I think we all also should do our part in advocating for this. Now, it's difficult because at the Supreme Court, they ain't going nowhere. And if they say it needs to go back to the lower courts, we're not going to rule on this because that's what it's looking like it's going to be set up for. You already have the states coming in because Nebraska is all over this shit. Nebraska stepped their happy ass in and they're all over it. And they're saying this is an overreach. And the lower courts decided who gives them the right to appeal to the Supreme Court. And they're saying, well, you're sort of right. Why are we deciding on student loan debt? This is a slippery slope, because if something else come up the up the pipeline, then we'll be forced to decide on that as well. So we have this amount of student loan debt. My folks, I'm so sorry. I thought that we were going to see past this. We were reporting on this last year. We're here, ain't going nowhere. You might as well save your money. I started putting, like $200 to the side out of each paycheck to start picking them loans back up in June. Because I'm telling you, honestly, I rode the wave. I didn't pay nothing. I usually pay during these periods, but I ain't pay nothing. You shitting me? Hell no. So that's where we are with student loans. Something else that's interesting that I want to talk about in local news, politics. Lori the fuck Lightfoot. So Lori Lightfoot, she is the mayor of Chicago, the first black gay woman to be mayor. She's out. She lost her reelection. And this is a clear sign. Let me tell you why this is a sign. In Chicago, typically mayors see 2 terms. She is the first mayor in 31 years, since 1983, to not see a second term. That's a big sign. Now, I didn't particularly too much care for Mayor Lori Lightfoot, simply because I saw a lot of the methods, the shit she was doing to combat crime, I thought was a little bit like you didn't do some studying about Chicago. It's already segregated as hell. If you haven't lived in Chicago or been in Chicago, it is deeply segregated. It literally has a highway that divides the west, the north, and the south, and then you got the west. And so I felt like she penetrated that. I felt like she didn't do anything to ease that tension. Take it one step further. She, as of recently, has been doing this in Chicago. Shocked the fuck out of me. I didn't know till I was studying for this show. She's been lifting these fucking bridges. Now, these are the bridges along north and south near the Magnificent Mile and Gold Coast of Chicago's downtown. Typically, you go from one side over them. She lifts these at night because she don't want people to cross them due to crime. I said, this sounds very, very, very racist, honey. She says it's a crime deterrent. I'm thinking about, so let's talk about the people that actually would need to travel these ramps to get to the other side because they don't have a car and maybe they do some work on the other side. The easiest way is to go through this. What about those folks that work in hotels along the Magnificent Mile who do janitorial work? Are you kidding me? And they let this shit go on. They're doing this currently at night. I said, I lived in Chicago for years. I ain't never have a mayor lift the bridge for this, except for like St. Patrick's Day when they paint the river green, and when they're doing that. Other than that, I ain't never seen no shit like this. Mayor Lori Lightfoot. This is very telling. And then a lot of the activists in Chicago don't like this shit. I've been telling her, ma'am, what are you doing? I mean, you have to rearrange bus traffic itself, foot traffic. Businesses have to rethink their own plans. And given she's saying it's only for a nighttime curfew. So y'all see where I'm going? If you ain't get a second term and you hit all the markers, you're the first black gay woman, you're a black woman, and you don't get a second term, I don't, I'm going to leave that up to y'all, the crew. I'm not going to bash her or say anything negative about her in that aspect, but they're saying that Chicago is not as safe as it would have typically been. Now, given Chicago ain't never safe, it's just depending on who managing the PR around it. You're going to always find some crime, but they're saying she's done a poor job. Especially with this bridge thing. So I wanted to let y'all know she's out. Now, the 2 candidates, I don't want to talk about that right now until there's a win. 2 candidates, you have a Cook County commissioner. He's black, Brandon Johnson. I had to look at it like, is he somebody I know? Then you have the CEO of Chicago Public Schools, Paul Vallis, who's very conservative, who I don't really care for. But the Cook County commissioner, he's pretty new. So that's why I say I don't want to report on it yet, because I don't know. I'm watching. I'm watching the Chicago races. So I'll stay tuned, keep you all posted on that. That's our Lori Lightfoot. Now, let's get into some updates. The TV crew update. We just talked about this on Monday, y'all. And I just wanted to update y'all to tell y'all that at the time I was saying allegedly, because I was trying to give context to the story, but shit, I should have just left the words allegedly out because it was right. Now, remember, this story was the guy had somebody was shot and killed in a home or on the street somewhere, and police came, news reporters showed up to film this. This guy got out of a car, decided to shoot at the news reporters, and then ran into another home, killing a 9-year-old girl, Tiana, rest in peace to her, and shooting her mom. Well, we got more details. And what I told you, that first crime in the day where that girl was shot and the news reporters, didn't I tell you that he had something to do with that? Didn't I say that? I said, ain't no fucking way. He's outside of a crime scene, right? And just targets this crime to get the news reporters and then proceeds on. So, absolutely true. So, investigators said Moses fatally shot Natasha Augustin seconds after the car she was riding in stopped to offer him a ride. Now, get this. The girl who got shot originally, she was in a car offering the man a ride. He ends up shooting her, fleds the scene. And then this is where the story picks up. Police come on the scene around 11 a.m. Then comes the news camera crew. Everybody's trying to see what's going on. And then once the police die down, a couple of news reporters there, he pops back up. That's when we're talking. I'm like, nah, he just popped back up. Nigga, you just sound like guilty the fuck conscience. So he pops back up, and here we go. Now, more details about the mother and daughter. So here, this is because you know where I was in here, but I'm going to show some empathy. So what we come to find out is that earlier in that day, the mom had went out to walk her dogs, to let her dogs out. She comes back in the house and doesn't lock the doors. So as he's fleeing away, he's looking for doors to open. And guess what door was available to be opened? Hers. So he instantly goes in the house, runs upstairs. First room is the daughter's, right? The daughter yells, "Mom, it's a man in here." Before the mother could even get to the daughter, he shot her point blank in her bed. So he runs out of that room. She runs into the room, jumps on the bed to cover her daughter, and they lock themselves in the room. She don't know if he left or not. She calls the police. Now, he struck her and shot her in the arm. And so she was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. And so we're here. So rest in peace to Tiana. My condolences to her mother and her family. And my lesson to us, lock your fucking doors. That's that small act. That small little fucking act, y'all. That small little detail. I'm telling you, it's like lock your car doors, lock your door. That small little detail. That small little thing that you thought. She said, normally I don't, it depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'm sitting here trying to like show some empathy, like, okay, all right, don't say no more now. Let's not say no more. So that's what happened. I wanted to provide you all that update with that story, the TV crew story. Like I said, rest in peace to Tiana. My condolences to her family. And yeah, let this be a lesson to us. Another update I wanted to talk about was the Felicia Johnson story. Now, we talked about this story a while back, okay? We talked about the story last year when we were doing local news on one show and Hot Topics on the other show. Well, this was the story about the woman who was, and I had said it at the time, and I was just putting the story together, but it's funny how when I'm rolling with y'all, putting these stories together, the shit be true. So I had said at the time that Felicia Johnson, right? She had traveled from California to Texas in search of work. That's what was told. She was traveling for work. Well, when I was reading multiple articles, I told y'all at the time, she was out there selling that. That's what I had said. And I was being honest about it because at the time we had no body. We didn't know anything. And all we knew was there was a man suspect at the time and he was let go. Right? Remember when I told y'all they let his ass go? I'm like, damn, they couldn't hold him because they couldn't find a body or anything else. So more details come out. She actually was down there to she applied for they say while in Houston, she applied for a job at a local exotic dancing venue. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And so while she was down there, she encountered this man in April of 2022. They ended up finding her car, her purse, her phone with blood, but they couldn't find her body. They tracked the phone to this man. They beamed it and followed his steps. That's how they were able to concoct this. Once they were able to get him and hold him in jail, they weren't able to find the weapon and they weren't able to find the body, which wasn't enough to hold him. So he was released. Well, now that they found her body, So her body was actually found outside at a national park. This guy who works for, like, I think their National Park Service was out there, found the body. Police came out. They ID'd through her teeth. They were able to ID through teeth, dental forensics or whatever. I don't know the proper word, y'all. I always be trying to say the proper words. I don't know the proper word. Through dental forensics. And they were able to identify as this young woman. Now the father, the family, they're like this is their exact statement. This is my daughter coming back to get justice for her life. And now that they have the body, now they're on a manhunt for this man. Now they want to find him. Now they're searching for him. Now they're looking for him. Now it's even more. Because remember, they had let him go on May 13th because they weren't able to charge him. He remains at large. He picked her up from an apartment complex and drove her to his apartment where he allegedly killed and dismembered her before disposing of her body and personal items in an attempt to cover up the crime. So let me show this picture again. Chukubwe Buka Nuobodo. I tried. I hope your ass get caught, nigga. What a pervert. What a sick man. I hope you get caught. And so that's our updates to our stories. Now, let's get into some crazy stuff, okay? We've got some crazy stories today. First story I want to talk about is this 60-year-old woman named Lisa Edwards, because this is important. It shows something. So we have a Lisa Edwards who, for all intents and purposes, is a homeless woman. Okay, she's a homeless white woman at that. Okay, so she ended up going to and this is from Knoxville, Tennessee. She ended up going to the Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center, and she went there for stomach pains, having stomach pains, and she, hard of breathing. So when she went to, there, they discharged her like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with you. Bye, we can't hold you. So they let her stay the night there, and then they discharged her. So she had nowhere else to go. So she still feel like she's in pain, and I'm gonna have to come back in this hospital. She decided to set up camp outside the hospital. This is where shit gets murky. So she sets up camp outside the hospital, and the hospital is like, you got to go, ma'am. So they tried all night to get her to go. She's like, I can't. I'm in pain. I can't. I'm telling you, if I move, I'm going to faint. If I move, something's going to happen to me. So she tried her hardest not to. Finally, even the hospital security called outside police. Baby, outside police showed up with not an empathetic bone, no sympathy, no mental health, nothing. They basically showed up like, look, girl, you got to get the fuck up out of here. Let's go. It's time to go. So she's telling them, okay, sir, I'm in pain. They are trying not to see me. What should I do? I don't know, but you got to go. So she's resisting. They finally pick her up, drag this woman to the back of a paddy wagon, and throws her in the paddy wagon. And she's like, I can't breathe. Put her in there anyways. Now, even I would faint in some shit like that. So she gets in the back of the paddy wagon, and she's telling the man, sir, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He looks in the camera. 2 seconds later, he pulls over. I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know. Something's happening with her. Now, this happened in January. Nobody really talked about this until the family decided to get footage. And so the reason I said this is interesting is I want to know, as much as they are hard pressed about us obtaining footage in these instances, what's going on here? What's going on here? So y'all check this out. We got I Am Going to Die body camera footage released in woman's in custody death. And so definitely want to share with you all. It's definitely, graphic of nature, but it's something we got to talk about. It's something we got to look at, and I want you all to see for yourself what police brutality looks like on the other side. But not only that, I'm looking at the aftermath procedures that should be, and if they are, followed. That's what I like to see. Did you do the same thing there? How long did it take y'all to give body cam footage? Okay. I'm curious about that kind of stuff. So y'all check this out. And shout out to the crew for being here for me, and hit that like button too.
Even tonight, the death of a woman in police custody caught on video. 60-year-old Lisa Edwards died after an autopsy shows she suffered a stroke about 15 minutes after officers put her in the back seat of a patrol car. A warning tonight, parts of this video may be too graphic for younger viewers. Prosecutors did clear all of the officers involved for their actions. But tonight, reporter Caitlin Keenahan spoke to the family of the woman who died in police custody, and they still have questions.
Police got a call for trespassing at Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center.
They want you to leave their property, ma'am.
I can't walk.
Oh, why can't you walk?
On my left side.
Family members say Lisa Edwards has not walked since 2019.
She was not able to open and close her hand, walk, none of that.
The hospital discharged the 60-year-old, but she wouldn't leave.
I don't want to go to jail.
Don Bosch, an attorney representing two of the officers in this case, says people not cooperating is common.
It's difficult, very stressful, and you have to adapt to every single situation.
KPD tried to arrest Edwards for criminal trespassing.
Oh no.
Step up.
I can't.
You have
Pull me back.
That's when the commentary took a turn.
I can't pick her up because she's dead weight. She's not using her legs.
I'm tired of this dead weight crap because this is all an act.
Edwards' son and daughter-in-law watched the video.
She shouldn't be treated like that. Nobody should be treated like that. They wouldn't treat their mom like that. So why would you treat my mom like that?
But Bosch says it's complicated.
I can see honestly how there may be folks that could be troubled by it, but they believed that they had a medically stable individual.
Eventually, officers got her into a cruiser. Then the breathing stopped. When the officer checked the back 15 minutes later, he found Edwards unconscious.
I don't know if she's faking it or what, but she's not answering.
EMTs took Edwards back to the hospital where she was declared dead in Knoxville. Caitlin Keenahan.
Again, the family.
A whole shame. A whole shame. Rest in peace to 60-year-old Lisa Edwards. That could have been anybody. Anybody. Now, here's the thing. The police paid administrative leave. They're pending an investigation, but they're already saying that they follow the process and the procedures, that all the indication and markers were that this person was medically stable and that there was a viable complaint presented. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, now what do you say once the footage is out? This is what I'm watching. So I wanted to bring this to you all's attention, and I want to see what they do after this. The footage is out here, and we're outraged. You have this woman sitting here on the ground, but yet and still nothing. This happened back in January. We're moving to March now. So I'll keep my eyes on this crazy story for you all. Now, this next story, I'm a put a disclaimer, it's definitely disgusting. I'll say that. So you have this old ass, stuffy ass, old butterface ass Georgia teacher fired after being caught in the student library closet with a child. And I say child. So he's a paraprofessional. What's up with these fucking paraprofessionals? Like, what's going on? Like, you got one paraprofessional who came in as a sub getting hit. She damn near had a concussion, not following the procedure. Honey, I bet you ain't grabbing nobody else Nintendo Switch, whatever it's called. So you got this man, right? He's a paraprofessional. So school is letting out for all the kids. Most of the kids are leaving. So apparently, throughout the day, he had been touching a girl on her butt, just slapping her on the butt. And so this led to, at the end of the day, as all the kids let out, he led her to a closet to which she followed. Okay. Another teacher who was walking by just so happened to be cleaning up and locking up the doors, peeked around the corner, and because this fool was so bold in what he was doing, had the door half cracked open in the closet. Just opened the closet to let her in. He didn't close the closet behind him. So bold. The woman, all she saw was the girl's t-shirt above her neck and the man's face into her chest. And so she immediately called the police. Police came, they arrested the man. Then the girl, they questioned the girl, they asked the girl. And apparently she lives with the grandmother. And she tells the grandmother, yeah, he had touched my butt and he had told me to go in there. And so she obliged. And this is where I'm going to rely on y'all, crew, because I don't have no right way to say how I feel about this story. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this story. Who y'all think was in the right? Who do you think was in the wrong? Where do you think mistakes were made? Y'all check this clip out. These motherfuckers have lost their mind. So the student told her grandmother, Mr. Goolsby had touched my butt 3 times before getting on the bus. So he's currently being charged with child molestation, false imprisonment, sexual assault by other administration, engaged in sexual contact with another individual enrolled at same school. He's denied all the claims of the child molestation. So yesterday, he was at his court appearance where he thought, shit was sweet. He thought shit was sweet because he's been denying it. No, I didn't do anything. Well, sir, I just want to know how your face was. What was that about? The fuck you denying it for? Y'all check this out. You send your kids to school thinking that they're going to be safe and shit. You got perverts. These are children. We're talking about little kids. Little kids. And they won't release the girl's age because I'm sitting here like, damn, they won't release her age. I was trying to get the age for you, but for what we know, it's a elementary school. Fuck wrong with you? He need to have his whole face beat in. All right. Pervert. And y'all make sure I hit that like button for me though.
Tonight, a former Bibb School's paraprofessional still in jail, accused of molesting a student.
This afternoon, he had his first appearance in court and was denied bond. Anthony Montalto explains why.
Tuesday afternoon, a Bibb County magistrate judge denied bond to Cedric Goolsby because he feared he might leave the area and thought he could be a potential threat to others.
You can bring Mr. Goolsby up.
Goolsby took the stand in front of Judge Jerome Sinclair Tuesday afternoon, charged with child molestation, false imprisonment, and sexual assault. It was over in less than 3 minutes.
All right, sir. As for these charges, bond's going to be denied at this time.
Goolsby was a paraprofessional at Howard Middle School. A Bibb County Sheriff's Office arrest warrant says he took the girl into a room after school last Thursday. The document says that's when Goolsby touched the girl's buttocks. Nancy Swan has a grandson at Howard.
Just how could that have happened? Especially after school. What was that child doing in the school by herself?
Swan says she used to be a paraprofessional. She wondered how someone could get that close to a student.
I've been a parapro before, and we didn't have that kind of contact with the child like that.
Swan says she isn't worried about her grandson because she picks him up as soon as school lets out, but she offered a suggestion to prevent future situations like this.
Monitor the halls after school to make sure
all
the kids are out of the halls.
It is not 1982. That don't work anymore, honey.
To multiple requests for comments since Monday, and an email sent out to parents.
We done. Whack ass advice. Monitor the house. Send the halls out. Honey, monitor the halls. He was supposed to be monitoring the halls like everybody else. You need the monitors to monitor the people who monitor in the halls. No, that ain't what you do. You start putting these fucking cameras in these classrooms and these schools like people have been telling y'all to do. I do not understand why they do not want to put cameras in classrooms and in schools. I understand some areas of the school you shouldn't, but baby, this wouldn't have been an issue. This would have been it's a deterrent. You walk in the store, you see that big bubble up there, what you do? I mean, not like you're a crime criminal, but you like me, I take note of all cameras. I get on the elevator, I'm looking for everything. So he see a camera, 9 times out of 10, if he's in his right fucking mind, he'll know better. That's a deterrent. You start putting these cameras up and putting those two-way mirrors up at the end of the hall where people can look through. And when you start letting these paraprofessionals and anybody come in your school, tour them with the intent to share. We have cameras here, baby. It's one right there. You see where you standing? Wave. You just wave to security. They up front. They can see you. So they rotate. And they can flip all day. But just so that you know it's a camera on your ass, y'all, we got to start getting vigilant about our kids. Cameras are getting police officers. Cameras are getting everybody. Why not start coming after these pervs in these schools? The fuck wrong with you? And see, I don't know if you in a local area. I don't know if it's a small area, but bruh, the best place for you to be is in Georgia. Would be in jail. Cause bruh, my child, and then now we got to get to the sensitive soft part here. The part that, we really don't want to touch on and talk about. What do you tell your child the lesson when something like this happens? What does that look like? What does that conversation look like? Without making the child feel like they're to blame, without making them feel like they're at fault for sharing, but letting them know that if this happens in the future, baby, you did the right thing by coming to me. Even next time, the minute it happened, and that's why I said I'm gonna be tiptoeing around that, because I don't know. I can come off very aggressive. Like, I know me. The whole dad came out me. The fuck? And I could see me. I would definitely need mom, dad, or mom to sit there and be like, all right, Roman, you gotta relax. And you just gonna open your fucking shirt? What the? I don't send you to school to. I could see that, but I don't want to come off that way. So if you all have any great tips, best tips for that, I think it's great for us to share and talk about that. And even if it's not now, drop down and put it in the comments after this video what you think would be appropriate to talk to your child about if something like this does happen to him or her. What's the best approach, like, without being damaging, because I know me. I know me. That's all I can say is I know me. Me know me. What up, crew? How were they cleared? Baby, cleared. That is horrible. That's exactly how I feel, Risa. The police just even said it was an act. It's so sad. I blame the hospital in that. I do too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know that hospitals, especially, there's 3 types. There's a hospital, there's a medical center, and there's a medical system. So when you go to a system hospital, no, and I know this because I work in a system hospitals and health centers specifically, they have federal dollars that pay them to service anyone during emergencies. It's actually a law. Same thing with bathrooms on rest highways and stuff. When you go into places that are like isolated and there's no bathroom for public use, either they're not getting federal dollar subsidies, because that's part of the program. That's why you see them. Yeah, we got a public bathroom. You think they want everybody pissing in their bathroom? No, but they get subsidies for that shit. Tax credits. Do you have a public restroom facility? Is it available to everyone? All right, well, we'll cut you a deal. So these hospitals have that. It's a part of their responsibility. So you're right. I blame their ass too. Police isn't going to be charged because the hospital medically, and that was why they kept saying that we have a medically stable individual. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. The family should target the hospital, in my opinion. Absolutely. Yes, please share the video too. Thank y'all. Oh, hell no. They need psych tests too, right? What the fuck? So he was touching. Yes. And that was my other thing about cameras. You got away with doing this all throughout the day, and nobody said nothing. Nobody, not even another student, saw this. That bothered me. I mean, who else have you done this to? I swear to God, eye for an eye. He needs to get touched in jail. Street justice. Seriously, take his ass out. I am tired of these men. Seriously. Oh, baby, she is cock open in that. Did you see her? Ooh, baby, get your ass out of here. Absolutely. Hey, Southern Belle. Hey, boo. Good morning. She breathing out. It's hot out there. Cameras should be in all classrooms or storage areas in the schools. Period. There should be no question about why. Period. That's it. That's all you got to say. They did the right thing and start from there. They aren't to blame. That's it. Okay. Okay. And thank you. Yep. All right, y'all. So this next story is just insane. So you got a black female. Black female. She found an ad online for a car. She was like, "Oh, this is cute." Went to the place. They expected her because when you fill it out online and they already said. So she went to the place. When she got there, the car wasn't necessarily given what it was supposed to be given. And she expressed that to them, like, wait a minute, some shit I would do. Why not? I'm about to put an investment here. This shit don't look like how y'all showed me online. What's this? What's that? As she should. And so she was like, no, thank you. And so she left. Baby, she left and left her driver's license there. So she couldn't even get out the door before these niggas, and they ain't niggas, but they acting like some niggas. They took her license, cracked it in half, put it on the bumper of a car, and pissed on it. Now, here's the thing. They must have been doing this to a lot of people because the area that they did it in looked like it was a normal thing. Like, oh, you know what to do. Put it right there. And so they took it one step further. The nuts decided to post it to Snapchat under the auspices that this is what you all get when you know what you all is. You all come into our shop talking to us like that. I said, so her friend saw it and sent it to her. And she was so disturbed by it. So it went viral on Twitter. Shout out to Neri. Shout out to Neri. Thank you. Neri sent it to me. I was like, really? And so now you got all kind of dealerships coming out the woodworks telling her, hey, we'll give you a free car. Come to us because, we'll help you out. Low deal. We'll get you a car. We'll get you in. I said, now look at Jesus. Now, here's the crazy thing, right? So these freaks at the shop, because people just got viral and people started calling them and doxing the fuck out of them because they doxed them, baby. Twitter went to work. They done found out who the man was. They done found out their license. So they've been calling them, right? How about the people went and renamed their organization after the local dealership? So when people were looking up their place to leave a comment, they were leaving the comments under this other place. I said, y'all are not only are y'all being assholes. So he said that this the general manager of Budget Motors, he said he started receiving an unusual number of reviews. They had changed their name on Google listings to something very similar to ours. People were trying to find them and give them a bad review. Unfortunately, we came up and we started getting bad reviews. And so they ended up offering a woman a car. This budget place, they ended up offering this woman a car. So I want y'all to check out this clip, 30-second clip of these disgusting ass folks. And I'm glad the man who did it got his ass fucking doxxed. And not only that, we'll get into what else has happened to them. So check this out. Shout out to the crew. Hit that like button for me though. We still in local news.
This what happens. Just trying to see what else is gonna happen. What happened? Think you want to say stupid shit to us? Right around the bumper.
Don't it look like on there? Like they've been peeing down there already? Gotta be fucking kidding me. So this is my thing. You willing to fuck up your business because of how you personally feel? That's why they have things called homes, vacations, dinner, therapy, massages. you go and do all of that outside your job. You don't go doing shit like this at your business. That's some cocky ass shit. So the police got wind of this shit. The police got wind of it. Now they want to investigate. I said, it must be low where y'all at. Y'all got wind of this. So we have been the place we have been in contact with her, and she will be visiting us soon. If anyone knows the person that had this happen to their driver's license, please reach out to us. And they're saying we would love the opportunity to turn this negative by offering you a vehicle for absolutely free. And I was like, maybe I should go drop my license off. What the fuck, bitch? You know this is a coupon. Would this become you pissing on license and shit becomes a get a free car thing? I mean, I don't know if that's correcting the behavior or not. I don't know how that is business wise. You giving out free cars for their bad behavior. That's not typically the best business strategy. But it turned its way around. So here's our guy, Brian Slavin. Here's his information. Just for the record. It's for the record. And I apologize to the woman who, suffered the urine attack. That's completely disgusting. Completely disgusting. Now, in our last story of local news, we got to talk about this story. So we have a man, right? Corey Jones. He's coming to us out of Florida. He was a drummer, right? He was playing in a band. So back in 2015, right? He was driving home 3 a.m. from playing at a gig with all his equipment in his car, and his car broke down. So instead of him leaving his car on the side of the road because he had all his equipment and shit in it, he decided to call somebody to come fix his car right there. So he was waiting on the side by his car. Then this old asshole ass police officer in an unmarked car, no uniform, pulls up to the side of him and goes on to say things like, yeah, what you doing? No, I'm a police officer, nothing. Pulls up, gets out and says, yeah, what you doing? So he recognizing him not as a police officer, he's like, I'm good. Thinking like something about to go down. Like, bro, I'm good. Like he about to get robbed, as anybody would think. So he then decides to get on his cell phone to call like, yo, where you at? Are you coming still? The police officer think it's a gun. Decides to shoot this man 6 times. Shoots him 6 times. Then walks to his police car. Not a minute, not a second later, not a minute later. 2 minutes later, then decides to call the police to report this in. Hey, we had a guy down. I pulled him over. You pulled him over? Wait a minute. You didn't pull him over. He was already stopped. Hold up now. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? This is what I don't understand. Y'all don't know everything you say to your dispatch is also being recorded? Like, you pulled him over. Where, sir? So he tells him I pulled him over. He pulled out a gun. Come to find out the man didn't have no fucking weapon on him at all. Man lost his whole entire life. So this man, police officer, got arrested, was charged, going to jail, sentenced, and all that good stuff. But here's this part of the story we rarely always get to talk about is how we say the family need to sue the shit out of the police? Well, they did. And so $2 million settlement reached in murder of Corey Jones, who was shot by Palm Beach Gardens police. Rest in peace to Corey Jones. Good man. Wasn't no hoodlum, no criminal, none of that. Good man. Drummer, played his thing. They said he was a great person to be around, cool individual. Now, here's the thing. Ben Crump is going to tell y'all in this clip I'm going to play for you. This is the first time in Florida's history they've ever convicted a police officer for the killing of a black man due to police brutality. And I'm not going to tell y'all why. I want y'all to see the clip. And then we're going to come back. And then I'm going to tell y'all why. Y'all get into this. And make sure y'all hit that like button for me too, crew. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We rocking and rolling. Y'all get into this. Yes, for everything popping up right.
Breaking right now at 5. A settlement has been reached between the city of Palm Beach Gardens and the family of Corey Jones. That settlement is for $2 million. Good evening. I'm Tiffany Kenny.
I'm Todd McDermott. Thanks for joining us here at 5 o'clock. Corey Jones was waiting for help with his broken down car when he was shot to death in 2015 by a Palm Beach Gardens police officer, Newman Raja. Raja was fired and found guilty of manslaughter and attempted murder in Corey Jones' death. A federal judge had previously allowed a lawsuit to move forward against the city of Palm Beach Gardens for not properly training the police officer.
Investigative reporter Terry Parker is live in Palm Beach Gardens with the settlement announced today. Terry?
I'm just glad it's over. That's what Corey Jones' father told me this afternoon when I asked him about this new settlement and the police shooting death of his beloved youngest son in 2015. We found out that the city did reach this settlement. The Jones family sued the city of Palm Beach Gardens and former police officer Newman Raja following Corey's shooting death by the then undercover officer. The suit has dragged on since 2016, but now has been settled for $2 million, the insurance policy limits. In the lawsuit, Clinton Jones Sr. claimed the city failed to train Raja properly and to supervise him. Then Officer Raja approached Jones, who was broken down at night on the PGA exit ramp. Raja pulled up in an unmarked van and in plain clothes. He claimed Jones pulled a gun on him and he fired, but Jones was on the phone to roadside assistance. The call was recorded and revealed Raja never identified himself as a police officer. He also lied about when he called 911. By then, he'd already shot and killed Jones. Raja was convicted of manslaughter in 2019 and is serving 25 years in prison. Tonight, the Palm Beach Gardens mayor says in a statement, "We remain sorrowful that the criminal actions of Officer Raja led to the senseless death of Corey Jones. Although we cannot undo this tragic loss, it is our sincere hope that this settlement will aid in the continued healing of the family and our communities." And Corey Jones was incredibly loved by his co-workers at the Delray Beach Housing Authority.
What a mess. What a mess. And this came all quickly because this man is a minority also. This is the first time the police, this is the reason why, because the man's also a minority. You thought it was because he was a white police officer? No, they couldn't wait to make this man be, yeah, we will get the police off. We'll get him. Right. I want to see y'all apply this same fucking strength to all them cases. I want y'all to see this. Now, I'm going to play this next clip for y'all because I want you to hear what his family had to say. The cop's family. We don't want this to be a thing of race because, we're minorities too. Fuck out of here. It still was wrong. So y'all check this one out.
Has been former Palm Beach Gardens policeman sits in jail facing a 25-year prison sentence for the shooting death of local drummer Corey Jones. All that at the end of a sentencing day filled with emotional pleas from two families torn apart by one chance fatal encounter. Newman Raja did not say a word on his own behalf.
On count one, I hereby sentence him to 25 years.
But his family and the Jones family filled the courtroom with their pleas.
My son is not here. We're still suffering.
Corey Jones shot and killed by Raja while waiting for help with his broken down car off I-95 in 2015.
And on count two, I hereby sentence Mr. Raja to 25 years.
An all-white jury had convicted Raja of manslaughter and attempted first-degree murder. Today, was also mentioned at this sentencing drama. There was Raja's brother, also in law enforcement.
As an American Muslim, as a proud American Muslim, we stand here. We're not light enough. We're not dark enough.
And there was the Jones family, Benjamin Crawford.
This is the first time in over 30 years that a police officer has been convicted for killing a black person in the state of Florida. It is a milestone for many black Americans.
A plea today for leniency from Raja's wife.
I'm so sorry for the Jones family and their loss. By all accounts, Corey Jones was a good man. But I could assure you, Your Honor, so is my husband.
And in the end, a demand for justice that the Jones family says is finally theirs.
We have justice just as much as they do. We feel sorry for them. But at the end of the day, Corey is gone. Mr. Rogers made a wrong, bad mistake. And he got to pay for it.
That's right.
Next up, lengthy appeals by...
Nothing else to say. What you talking about? It ain't nothing else to say. They should have ended the whole clip on that. It should have been done. He got to pay done. Dun, 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 and we're on. So shout out to the Corey Jones family. My condolences to you all. Rest in peace to him. And $2 million is still not enough, but I'm glad you all carried this through from 2015 to 2023, and you got your fair share. I hope you all go and celebrate his life in a wonderful, wonderful way. All right, crew, that is all I have for local news today. Thank y'all for getting it through it with me, baby. We did that. We did that. We got through that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Now, y'all know we got a bunch of quickies and rumors that we're gonna just breeze right on through. So I just wanted to also make sure I reminded you all that after this show, there's going to be an upload that goes live on the channel. It's "Oh, She's Mad," calls police on black men who were shoveling the neighborhood sidewalk. It's just like, bitch, are you kidding me? So let's get right into it. And I hope y'all like these new little transitions. So the first thing I want to talk about in Quickies and Rumors is, did y'all see Michael B. Jordan and Calvin Klein, baby? I said, I instantly said, I want some. I want some. I want some. Don't ask me what it is, whether it's the garments or the body, but I want some. The man did it. He definitely did it. I love the look. I'm definitely feeling it. This is from Calvin Klein's 1996 line he's wearing. He modeled it off, just coming off the heels of the girl telling him that he wouldn't be nobody, walking around school with his headshot. Well, honey, he got more than a headshot. Woo, child. Okay, he did that. Shout out to him. Woo! Also, I did an upload. I did a short about Keke Palmer. Shout out to Keke Palmer. Congratulations, mama. Congratulations. Keke Palmer welcomed her new bundle of joy, Leotis Jackson. Okay. And so everybody's been talking about the name, talking about it's a slave name and all this good stuff. And so she clapped back. She went out and said, you know what? Somebody said that name sounded like it led a civil rights march. She said it's given I marched with Martin Per. And listen, I looked at the name. I spelled it wrong when I was doing the video because I'm like, I thought it was Leodris. I said, oh, it's Leotis. I said, oh, okay, girl. I see. Listen, I get it. It's your child. All right. Would I name my child Leo? What's the full name? Leo. This middle name got me, y'all. Leotis. I don't think I would name my child. I don't know. What y'all think about her name? Leotis Andrelton. Leotis Andrelton Jackson. Now, you know I love the Jackson. Jackson if you nasty. But it's a name. It'll grow on us. We ain't got nothing else to do. Shit, we can't fight her about the name. Something else in Quickies and Rumors. Vanessa Bryant, baby, she got her money. She got $29 million in a settlement with Los Angeles County in lawsuit, simply because they violated her constitutional right, which caused emotional distress for not only her, but her children, her remaining children. And so this amount is supposed to count for any legal litigation that they will bring forth now and in the future. So this basically says you can't sue us in the future. Your grandkids can't sue us about this matter. Their grandkids, because this is paid out. We estimated it out. And so that's why it's such a large amount. Girl, get your bag. Shit. They took graphic pictures. I mean, his body was contorted, in the accident, and they shared it amongst the department staff. So yeah. And do you think they fired the person that did that? What else is in Quickies and Rumors? Glorilla. So Glorilla keep having these situations at her concert, y'all, that be blowing my fucking mind. So now she at a show and somebody done snatched the girl's wig off. And so she just took it off and just threw it in the crowd. I'm like, honey, I get you, because part of this is her promoting the concert. This is the last leg of her tour, but it promotes it. People, you have a good time at the show. But you throwing the wig off and shit. You be on the stage cursing people out and shit. People be wanting to fight you at your show. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Check this out. Yeah. So she took her wig off and threw it. I said, okay, that's cute. All right, Glorilla with the wig throwing. So another thing, if you missed it, was the SAG Awards. And the only thing I want to talk about it is how our girl, Quinta, however you want to say it, Quinta Brunson, swept the rug with Abbott Elementary. Now, I don't know if it was you, Shantae, who told me I should check this out if I like The Office, and I did, and I'm in love with this show. They swept the floor last night. She won an award for outstanding performance for an actress, but that wasn't what caught everybody's attention. This is what had everybody like, y'all are dope as fuck. Check out this clip from the SAG Awards. It was caught by Netflix. They do a after show, behind the scenes show. I don't know what the fuck they do, but they did something. They asked them to say why you are an actor. What got you here? And check this out. This was dope.
I felt like that was good. I think you chicken too. Oh, sorry. I haven't looked at the menu yet. I need like 2 minutes. No, the girl. That's not the waiter. It's the camera. We up. This ain't one of them kiss cams, is it? No. It's the I am the actor thing I told you about. When did you tell me about that? I definitely put it in my calendar to tell you about it, and I forgot to send it. So when are we doing it? It's right now because it's live, because Jamie Lee, she just did. You heard hers? The story? Quinta Marie Brunson. Is that your middle name? No, Marie? No, it's Janelle. Anyway, okay. Well, you go ahead if you got something prepared, because I'm gonna. No, you go ahead, because you go ahead. When I was starting out in the business, I was haunted by a reoccurring stress dream where I was suddenly on TV with every star in Hollywood watching me, and I had nothing prepared to say. Tonight, thanks to the help of my friends, that dream has come true. My name is Janelle James, and I am an actor. That was good, girl. Oh, and my name is Quinta Brunson, and I am an actor. Let's start the show.
That was funny as hell. She does a really good job. She really does a really, really good job. And I'm really becoming a fan of her. And what they're saying, the word on the curb in Hollywood is she is the contender to replace Tiffany Haddish in Girls Trip 2. And I said I could see that. I could see her actually taking that and elevating the role. You know, really making people want to go see the movie, given her popularity right now. So shout out to Quinta Brunson. Shout out to the whole crew over there at Abbott Elementary. I love y'all show. Y'all do a wonderful job. Another thing in quickies and rumors is crew. Okay, I asked the crew. I said crew, because I don't be knowing. Honestly, I see this stuff and I be like, what's the hype? Can somebody tell me what the hype is? So I put this question out to the crew. Crew, can y'all let me know what is the most interesting thing about Jaguar Wright? Like, why do you watch videos about her? In the words of Zorro, aka Pizarro, I'm performing testises. And so y'all responded. And so, because see, here's the thing. I see all the clips, I see everything, but I be like, I knew the Laguna George story about her being a Aaliyah daughter was fake. I told y'all that. That's why I started reporting on it. Like, I have nothing else to say about it. I'm letting everybody eat. Nothing else to say about it. Jaguar Wright. It's not that I second guess her, but I don't take her serious enough to be like, okay, this is a credible story. I think this is some legs in it. Let me talk about it. I just be like, girl, now who you mad at now? What is the true meaning? Damn, really? What is the real meaning behind this story? So I asked you all, and you all responded. So we have King's Mina. Shout out to King's Mina. I feel sorry for Jag. She is mentally unstable, but she is so talented. I still listen to her song Free. Now, is it just me, or did anyone else think that was a view is a view? That was the secretary eating the peanuts at the police station. Why? 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 Is that for you? Says Jaguar who? Does that answer your question? I don't know her. In Mariah Carey's voice, you sound like me. Tracy M. laughed. Risa, I do not pay attention to her at all. I did previously, and she gives clout chase as she never has definitive proof of what she's discussing. You can't throw out clickbait topics and don't provide proof to validate what you're saying. As a result, I stopped watching. Bobby, I have heard of her before, but don't watch her to me. She doesn't seem interesting. Laser focus. Although I know there may be some mental illness, her insight into the industry is fascinating. She says things about some celebrities that I so eagerly want to believe. Oh, and the celebrities don't clap back at her claims, which is like, maybe it's true. Miss T Velocity, watching her spiral out of control is somewhat sad, but her recent antics were funny. Dwayne Shady Blue, hey King, hey Dwayne. I watch her because of the shenanigans she puts out, and now she has that girl with her. It's only getting deeper. Darling Tiana said, "Sir, not test." Yes, I be having to perform them too. And the Lady Nika said to see what her next mess will be and what celebrity she will throw under the bus. So it gave me an idea, like, okay, now I know kind of what is interesting to the crew. Maybe I can then now branch out to that topic and pull some stuff in and say, okay, y'all, this is some new shenanigans, what they said about a celebrity. Now I know what I didn't know. So shout out to y'all for filling that in and giving me a heads up. So be looking for some Jaguar Right stuff to pop up every now and again. Tim Norman. So now y'all know Tim Norman has been convicted on 32 years. And so he brought his happy ass out here. Now, I told you, read every statement. Double. Read it with read it like this. Like, okay, I see it, but what are you really saying? So Tim Norman on his Instagram with 523 likes goes on and posts, "Thank you for all the prayers. I'm still in disbelief. The feds know 100% I did not do those insurance policies. But the jury didn't get to hear that. And not one person got on the stand and said that I told them to hurt my nephew. They destroyed my name and image so you guys wouldn't search for the truth." Now, y'all see the other statement in there, right? Here's the statement to look out for. This is called, I see the double meaning. I didn't, the feds know 100% I did not do those insurance policies. But the jury didn't get to hear that. That's the thing, number one. The jury didn't get to hear that the feds know. And then the second thing is, not one person got on the stand and said that I told them to hurt my nephew. And so I see him using this as a way for, how folks get those appeals and they, appeal upon appeal. I see him trying to now build public opinion around this, sort of like what Tory Lane's going to do. We'll talk about Tory Lane's coming up shortly. Sort of about like what Tory Lanez is trying to do. Tim. No, don't bring your ass out here. The only thing you need to be coming out on social media doing is to swipe up and swipe left. No typing. I'm mad that you can type. You can do all of this shit. That's the first part. How the fuck is he doing this shit? Why is this even permissible? I don't even think you should be doing this. Talking about they destroyed your name and image so you guys wouldn't search for the truth. They need to destroy the phone. You need to be just sitting idly doing your time, bro. No, we ain't going. And poor Miss Montgomery. Poor her. Fool. And what else? Another one. I love my baby. I got to talk about her. So Nia Long. Nia Long said her son Kez is having a really tough time after her dad Ime Udoka's affair. Now, we're going to read what she said. But before I say that, I want to give you some context. Remember, I kept saying that it sounds like Nia Long is building a case, part of a case being emotional distress. All the victims that were impacted by them leaking out information. So we're here now. And we hear, her son is having a really tough time, which I don't doubt, which I absolutely believe that's the truth. It's very public in nature. So she comes out to say, my only focus right now is my youngest son because he's having a really tough time. I'm sure I have some things that I'm suppressing, but I have to do that to take care of him first. That's the giving. It's natural. And so I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear he's having a tough time. But I do see this underlay for the overlay. I do see that. I see you setting it up. I see the building block. So keep on the and my heart goes to you and your child. And then is that all? In the last thing I wanted to show in Quickies and Rumors is a Wendy Williams sighting. Oh my God. And see, here's the thing. Y'all have got to leave Wendy alone. Y'all see her? This is her. This is the sighting. This came from the sighting. I said, God damn it. Wendy was in a pet store just going to get some kitty litter. And it turned into paparazzi stalking her. So she finally turned around. Really? Like, really? And here's the thing, crew. Y'all got to see this. This is the sick part of it all. I ain't going to say it's sick, but it's the Wendy. He didn't even ask her anything. And she just started talking. She just started talking, baby. She was, I'm going to Paris. I'm going here. I'm doing this. And in 4 months, I'm doing this. And, and that's why I'm doing this. And I'm doing this. And I said, oh, my God, Wendy, you're giving Whitney Houston hype. And y'all know what I mean when I say the Whitney Houston hype. So y'all check this out. Now, I know I ain't getting paid for this because, this is definitely, the paparazzi, the paps. They got all their stuff on hold. But it's all right because I love sharing this stuff with you all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me too. And we're going to put our hands and our hearts over Miss Whitney. Not Miss Whitney, Miss Wendy. God damn. Don't get them confused, Roman. They two totally different people. Totally. One has a talent, a God-given talent. Check this out. Make sure y'all hit that like button too.
I got it.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi. No. Petco. Where my pets go. Oh my gosh. Did Will have you do this?
No.
You doing this on your own?
Yeah.
I'm shopping for kitty litter because I have a wax museum in Paris and one in California.
Ask you this.
And a week in Paris and then 3 weeks in California and then immediately fly back.
Oh.
And then I want to be on TV, stuff like Seth Meyers, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, The View, stuff like that.
That's good, yeah.
I'm formally retired. Fine, perfect. Try to get a little bit. The other ones have like dog fingers in it, so it's too.
Look like she walking fine in them boots to me, honey.
Anyway, they're older, so they use science diet and all that stuff. Okay, this is our last time, okay? Respectfully. Thank you.
Okay.
Wendy said respectfully. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, poor Wendy. 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 No but none. No but none. That was just like bag of potatoes. The big bag, the rusted bag, just it looked rocky and just polluted. No ma'am. Tim Norton, pointy head ass need to sit down. Them birthing hips, baby. He does have some birthing hips. That lady at the desk did look like our girl. You know what? I'm not. I'm not doing that this morning. I'm not doing that. And so before I begin, before we start hot topics, so I have a question for you all. Here's a question. When you go to the hospital, emergency room, you got a bad toothache or you got a bad pain in your stomach or anything like that, and they tell you, okay, your pain isn't severe enough for you to be triaged right now, but you can go wait in the waiting room. How do you react? Do you turn up or do you turn down? Or do you go to another hospital? What do you do? I know what I would do. Let's see what somebody did do. Baby, when I tell you this motherfucker turned up, I said, oh.
Fuck you, sir.
Oh my God.
You can take her right there. You can take your foot and shove it up your own goddamn ass. Bye. Fuck you, asshole. You gotta leave. Do you know me? You gotta leave. No, I don't have to leave. Yes, you do. Okay. Bitch, fuck you. Make me, bitch. Okay. Make me, bitch. We are. No, you aren't. Yeah, we are. And you're not. Yeah, you are. Whatever. Let the goddamn cops show up here. Please, motherfucker, call the motherfucking cops. You little bitch.
Sheesh.
You want me to show my behind? You want me to show my behind?
She just pulled her ass out. Yeah, she.
F you.
Child, that's why they have urgent care locations. I always try to know where the urgent care locations are because sometimes they can do something for you quicker than an emergency room. But honey, I hope you got arrested, girl. I hope yeah, you did. You pulled your nasty ass out. You went a little too far. That was a little too far. Now, if you thought that was something, this next clip, you all, and this is just funny banter before we get into the next topic. So if somebody was to ask you, do you have any ill feelings towards cats? You would be able to say, no, I don't have no ill feelings towards cats. Or yes, I have ill feelings towards cats. Because you know your innate ill feelings. Now, what if somebody asked you, do you have any ill feelings towards African Americans? What do you think the response is going to be? Well, check this shit out. This shit had me. Y'all check this out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please check this out.
Do you harbor any racial animus toward African Americans?
Can you rephrase that question, sir?
You know what animus means? Do you have any ill feelings toward African Americans in general?
Bitch, she gave it up right there. We already know. No need to move forward. We already know. That's the question.
Can you repeat that question one more time, sir?
Do you have any ill feelings in general against African Americans?
Mind you, this is a sheriff deputy. What? You gotta be kidding me.
I have feelings for African Americans, sir.
What are your feelings?
They're just human beings, sir.
That's not the question.
Did you hear my question, sir? Do you have any ill feelings toward African Americans?
Uh-oh. 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 Tell us what we know already.
I do, sir.
Okay. Tell me about your feelings.
I grew up in the city of Compton, sir.
Don't nobody want to
Mostly
hear that
no
shit.
Hispanics, African Americans, so.
So, are you kidding me? It took that man literally, that was a 2-minute clip. It should not take you 60 seconds or more to answer a yes or no question. Shit, 30 seconds. Do you have ill feelings? Yes or no? He's sitting there trying to fight it. Cause see, you under oath. You under oath. Now you just fucked up everything. You do have what and what does you growing up around, what does that have to do with anything? It sounds like you haven't settled a lot of things that you have from your own past. Asshole. I couldn't believe it. I'm saying, and then Latino at that. Yes, Latino at that. I'm saying, like, really? It took that long? Like, seriously? Maybe he didn't understand. Maybe don't get me start going. I don't want to go down that path. Because I go down that path, it'd be something totally different. All right, y'all. Whew. That's all the quickies and rumors and clips I have for y'all for today. Let's get into the last part of the show, which is Hot Topic. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all. So we got a couple things to get into. We got to hit this off with this Omarion catfishing story. Did y'all hear? And before I do this, please don't put no rude comments, no rude remarks about this girl in the chat. I'm just trying to make sure I put that on the record. Child, this girl, she out here thinking she about to get engaged to Omarion. Oh yeah, no, I'm for real. I'm not lying. I'm for real. I'm serious. She never met him a day in her life. Been in a online relationship with this man for 2 years. Hit him up. He contacted her off Facebook Messenger. I'm sitting here looking like, girl, really? Okay. And he told her to initially he said, send me $320 to be a part of my fan club. You'll be at the top. Like, you're going to be that head bitch in charge. So what she do? She sent him $300. Then over a course of 2 years, she fucked around and sent this man $4,500, thinking it's Omarion. And I'm like, this is called mental. This isn't anything but mental at this point. So then he recently told her that, I guess he got a ring for her, and that in order for her to see him, the manager said she got to pay $1,000. So her friend was like, look, bitch, I'm sick of this shit. We've been going through this shit for too fucking long. You ain't got nothing with this man. So the friend wrote Dr. Phil like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on, my friend, but can you help her out? So Dr. Phil took it, and we're here. Now, shout out to Dr. Phil. Look, Dr. Phil, don't fuck with me in my show. You know I fuck with you. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. And if you do, I'll just trim it out. But whatever. So y'all got to, because we got to look at this. So y'all got to check this out. I feel so bad for this girl. Lord knows I do. Y'all check out Shawty. Shawty who think that she's Omarion new Dip. Omarion warns fans to be smart after catfishing victim thinks they were engaged on Dr. Phil. Are you slow? So y'all check this clip out. Shout out to the crew.
Friend is here and has been telling me she's frustrated with you. Well, she's frustrated with you because she thinks
keep them
that
comments,
you're letting somebody take advantage of you.
Well, we're going to find out today.
Yes, I certainly hope so. Now, you say Omarion bought you a ring, but you don't have it?
No,
Where is it?
he has it.
So he bought himself a ring?
I guess.
Why don't you have it?
Because we never met.
Well, why have you never met?
His manager
wants me to pay $3,000 to meet him.
His manager wants you to pay $3,000 to meet someone that you're engaged to.
He asked me to marry him last year.
Come on. Somebody fell. I'm sorry. I just noticed I was on mute. Somebody fell her over these last 2 years. Like the mom. Who let her come to the show knowing that this was the reason she was coming? Nobody stopped her and said, girl, this was for real? Hell no, you ain't going to Dr. Phil. We about to go see counselor. We about to go to the counselor. This was like, I don't know if it was exploitation, but it was like, wow. So it continues.
Right. Does that sound logical to you?
No, it doesn't. That's why I want to find out the truth.
You've been chatting online since October of 2020.
Yes.
You say you're engaged, that he wants you to meet his mother.
Yes.
He lives in Inglewood.
Yes.
And you live where?
In the Bronx.
And he rides his bike and goes to the mall.
Right.
In Inglewood.
Right.
Okay. That you talked through his manager?
I talked to his manager. I talked to him.
You talked to him and his manager?
Yes, I talked to him yesterday.
The manager said you need to pay $3,000 for a meet and greet.
Yes.
And you did pay $300 for a fan club.
Yes.
But you never got your
No.
fan club card. How many times have you actually talked to him?
I talk to him every day.
You talked to him personally?
Come on, y'all. Come on. We got to do better. We have to do better as a people. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be on these shows about this kind of stuff, nor should we allow our children. This isn't cool. This isn't cool. This was not it. This wasn't it. I was like, wow, who will let their child? First of all, you can tell she was nervous as hell to the point where she couldn't breathe. Like that to me was the biggest thing. I'm like, y'all doing this is going too far. Went too far for me. Omarion had something to say. I'm trying to hold it in. She got a cute face. Let me not say that. Bless her heart, poor thing. Ooh. So Omarion had something to say. Y'all check out what he had to say. Oh, fine. So he got them lips. I was like, damn, I forgot how thick them lips is.
Oh, hey. Greetings to all. Peace, Dr. Phil. It's Omarion. I heard about today's show, and I definitely want to share this important message with my fans and the viewers. It's crazy how far these people will go to convince and manipulate my fans to think that they're actually speaking with me. From sending fake driver's license and passports, even FaceTiming them, claiming that there was a bad connection when they never even seen me. I'm so sorry, Simone. I haven't been speaking with you online and we are not in a relationship. You haven't sent me any money. I want everyone to be aware that if someone is online claiming to be me and asking for money, that you are not speaking with me. I would never do that. All of my official pages are clearly marked with blue check. I don't have any backup pages, okay? I ain't gonna be lurking online. I have one fan texting number, and that is 844-888-8726. And when time permits, I send positive messages. I am passionate about all of my supporters, so please be careful and mindful about who you are speaking with online. Thank you, Dr. Phil, for bringing awareness to this situation. Brightest moments to all, and remember, be mindful.
I was over here actually writing the number down, 844-266. I'm gonna come back and play it again. I'm gonna get the number and text them. Say I saw what was going on. I'm sorry to hear. Girl, y'all don't put your children out here like that. That is not cool. It's not cool. And Dr. Phil, shame on you. You don't never take health considerations into account when you do these shows. And I think you should have. You should do some shows where it's just done privately. Ain't nobody need to see her in that light. I felt bad for her. I don't think that was nerves. We're gonna call it nerves. Oh, that's why she couldn't breathe. She was nervous. Nervous, baby. She was nervous. All right. What else is going on at Hot Topics? So we got Mr. Tory Lanez. So Tory Lanez, judge postpones Tory Lanez sentencing date in Megan Thee Stallion shooting case. Now, this isn't out of the norm, right? We expected this. We expected for another delay. So the reason being is that it's been pushed back to April 10th. And also the gag order has been lifted for Lanez to speak publicly about the case. Remember, he had a gag order. Well, I don't know how much he's gonna talk behind jail, but I'm sure he'll have some phone interview or some shit. But his gag order has been released. So his new attorney goes on to say that a terrible injustice, and the judge fixed that this morning. He asked what issues will he be raising in his new trial, and he said you'll wait to see the motion. Now, here's the big thing. The big thing is, what could they possibly be cooking up to set up for a new trial? And shout out to Megan McCooneth. She put some of the logic behind it. So she went on to share that one current issue for Lane's lawyers is the transcripts from trial sidebars, which are private meetings between counsel and the attorneys that are conducted outside the presence of the jury, but with the court reporter present to transcribe. Barhoma asked Hereford about unsealing the sealed sidebar transcripts from Lane's trial, saying the court reporter told him they will take 2 weeks to prepare. They're saying that the judge also said he wasn't clear which ones will need to remain sealed, but said he'll look into the issue this week. Now, what this is saying, bunch of jargon, but basically what this is saying that there must have been some banter, some conversations that was had between the attorneys and counsel, the judge, jury, anybody a part of this courtroom proceeding that only the transcriber was able to take, and it wasn't in court proceedings. And they're saying there's something there. It's something there. And so they've requested that. They're telling them that it'll take 2 weeks. Hence, we have a pushback of the sentencing date. Now, my question is, what could they think possibly was said on the side that could cause a whole new trial when the basis should be around Tory Lanez, well, not Tory Lanez, but what the attorneys, they should really base this around what the prior attorneys neglected to do on behalf of their client. I feel like that holds way more weight. But unfortunately, they want to work the angle that, attorneys were talking to, there was a lot of behind the scenes talking and a lot of banter going on behind the scenes. So I'm here to watch, to stay tuned. Now, remember, this is another interesting thing too. He faces up to 22 years and 8 months in prison, right? If he doesn't get a new trial, he'll be deported to Canada where he is a citizen. But here's the interesting part. Prior to his hearing, prosecutors will file a memorandum before sentencing that recommends a specific number of years in prison and explains why. And then Lane's attorneys will do the same also. So while we see 22 years, there could also be some leniency given on the prosecutor side or by the judge. So that up to 22 years, I don't want anyone to be holding their breath thinking this man might be 22 years or more. It might be 10. It might be 15. We don't know. But that was eye-opening to tell that they even included that piece of information. Shout out to Megan. Girl, shout out to you. You did that. This nigga's just sitting here trying to figure it out. Now, this would be interesting. What do you all think Tory Lanez is going to come out first and he's going to say? First thing I think he's going to say is try to win public opinion. He wants everybody to be on his side, pretty much. That's it. And that's all. I'll be interested to see. I'll be who he talks to, and if it's gonna be Milagro, Mob Radio, please don't get tied up in him, baby. Please don't get tied up into him. I just don't want her to at all. So that's what's going on with Tory. Peter Thomas. So y'all, Peter Thomas allegedly assaulted this woman in Baltimore. So I told some of the story at the beginning of the live, but basically what happened was there was an event going on at his bar one. He was there promoting it. It was live. It was lit. And this girl, she went there. She showed up. And she was with a group of friends. And her group of friends saw this woman sitting in VIP. And the woman said to them, y'all come over here and sit in VIP. You know, pretty girls, come sit with pretty girls. So they went to the booth to sit. And so the girls were sitting there, and the woman who invited them, she saw Peter Thomas, and he came over. They got a hug in and all of this good stuff. And so the girl who was invited was like, oh, they must be tight and cool. Ain't think nothing of it. Maybe about 10 minutes later, Peter Thomas allegedly choked the woman out up against the wall. Everybody watching this. So the girl who was invited got up and was like, oh no, hell no, I'm out of here. She got up, crying, driving home. She called 911 to file a police report, and we're here. Okay. But there's always two sides to a story. In this case, three. Her side, the girl who actually got attacked side, and Peter's side. And y'all just ask yourself, whose side do you think the girl who allegedly got attacked side, whose side do you think she's on? Now, mind you, this girl and Peter were having relations. He paid her a Cash App one-time payment of $2,500. I said, oh, you see, oh shit, girl, the cooch, $2,500? Girl, I ain't mad. I'm not mad. Who? Shh, you ain't, girl. I ain't mad at all. And so it goes on to say, next, the woman invited the group to a booth in the VIP area. That's when Thomas, the co-owner of the restaurant, and the ex-husband came over and gave her a hug. He pushed her back into the lounge chair with his body weight. She testified, and she figured that he'd been drinking. It goes on to say he came back later, started cursing her out for no apparent reason, then put a hand around her neck and squeezed for about 30 seconds. I said, damn, 30 seconds? Ain't nobody else see that? 30 seconds is a long... Just think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn. Nobody else saw that? Wow, okay. I'm not saying nothing. Now, here's where it gets odd. Here's the friend statement. The friend comes out and says that she told the jury that she had been talking and dancing with Thomas and joked that Williams was upset with him. That's because he had blocked her number. So the friend is basically saying that, yeah, I had told y'all that he was mad at me. That's why he choked me. But that was a lie, because I was just mad because he had blocked my phone. Okay. All right. She goes on else to say, I didn't know that was going to hit a trigger point, said Dunlap, noting that she had made up that Williams was upset. She made it up. So we're here. So now we got the story where this happened. She got choked. You got the friend saying, no, I just said he was upset. I thought he choked you. No, I just made that up. He was just upset. Then you got Peter Thomas's side. Peter Thomas is out here saying, look, he said he didn't see them walk in the restaurant. He greeted them later. He saw one girl that was his friend. She asked why he blocked him, and she was all in his face and being hysterical. He said he did not put his hand around her neck. He called the allegations ridiculous. Instead, he testified he eased her off him, and she fell back into the chair. He said, nowadays, everyone has a camera on their cell phone. If the allegations were true, I'd be on every blog if that happened. And I had to agree with him. So he's now set to be in face trial. He's going to trial. It's this week here in Baltimore. So it'll be interesting to see. Do I believe it? Again, I've learned my lesson about coming out here preemptively saying what I believe or what I don't believe. But what it looks like to me is that somebody saw something and was told something different than what actually was the truth. That's what I feel like is happening, but I don't know. Lord, I don't want to know Peter choked a woman for 30 seconds. Now that's a lot. Damn. 30 seconds? Right. Wait, what? It would make sense for him to speak with Milagro. I would be shocked if he does and choose another media outlet. Okay. Roman, how you'd expect me to keep my mouth at your girl? For the life of me, I couldn't understand that one. So that's what happened to Peter Thomas. Carl Crawford, y'all. He done issued an apology to Megan Thee Stallion. Now, this is what I put in my notes. I put gearing up for a loss. I said it sounds like he's gearing up for a loss and he's trying to buy public opinion, social media. He's trying to get ahead of the hate train once he loses his case against Megan. And so he goes out to say, I never had any problems with Megan Thee Stallion. It's just the social media stuff. It turned really, really sour. You take this social media part out of it, we don't have a problem. I'm done with that. No. Because, see, it wasn't social media that brought about the lawsuit. You can't blame the social media on the lawsuit. No. The lawsuit came because you tried to dick her over on these albums so she couldn't get out her deal. And because she's a public figure and we read this shit, we going to report on it. So you take it how you want to. Be mad all you want to. This is a little too late for the apology, bro. The apology should have came a lot sooner. Sounds like you gearing up for a loss to me. If you don't remember, after she signed with Roc Nation in 2019 and attempted to put out new music, she claimed that 1501 then went so far as to block any forthcoming releases. As a result, Megan sought to break her contract and collect $1 million in damages, not to mention a restraining order against the label, as she claimed staffers, including Crawford, sent her direct and veiled threats. Womp the fuck womp womp. Sir, do I care? No. That's his fault anyway. Shaking my head. Meg about to win that. That's what it is, Risa. She already got that shit in the bag. They should have knew the writings were on the wall when the judge kept dismissing them to define what an album was. And did this count as an album? Yes, it does. That's what an album was. You should have knew the writing was on the wall then. Imagine what he would have done if Tory was found not guilty. Oh, the gas would have been on. Him admitting he was doing shit out of spite confirms to me further Kelsey got on that stand and had selective amnesia to harm Meg. And don't we see all this connectedness? And now he's trying to wiggle his way out of it. He see how the hate train came after Tory once he was convicted. Okay. He know the deal. Another lawsuit, Duty Low. Have y'all heard about Duty Low? I don't listen to him. Rapper wins $11 million against baby moms. Now y'all remember this. We reported on this. This was the woman who said that her baby dad had molested their son. And she had played a recording. Remember, she played the recording of the child. And we all were like, what? And I played it here. And the son was agreeing with her. And what did he do? Yeah, and what'd you say he did? And then we could hear, why you laughing? It's not funny. Tell us what happened. And we all sort of like, now wait, bitch, what? And he ain't locked up. So Duty Low wins $11 million lawsuit against FTN Bay following her sexual assault claims against him. Remember, she played the audio of her son alleging that he was sexually assaulted by the rapper. That's some wild allegations to put on somebody. That's really some wild. And so he sued her for defamation, $11 million off rip. Now, here's the thing. The weird thing is, I have no idea how she's going to pay this money. She claimed that he sodomized their son and then turned around and blamed it on the kid. Do you hear me? She then turned around and blamed it on the kid, said the kid was lying to her. I don't know why you still got custody. She, a couple years ago, she claimed was misled by the son. What 5-year-old charges his dad did something sexually inappropriate when he did not? But at the end of the day, a judge lashed out with a financial judgment she will never come from under. This really sucks. I can't lie. I hate this. Don't lie on people. That man was nearly ruined by these allegations. In fact, he probably was ruined because the rap career. Oh, well, girl, I don't know nothing about that rap career. And so, shout out to him. He ain't gonna see nothing, but it's worth it. He got your child. This is audio that's gonna forever be out here from now on. I'm gonna forever have my video of that child saying that. Are you kidding me? And then last crew, Janet Jackson. Now her nephew. This is Aunt Jackson's overly sexualized shows. They're degrading. Now, here's my thing with him. See, I don't have a problem with him making his statements because after I read it, I said he's just voicing his opinion. My thing is, your auntie's a public figure. Do you think this was a best way to do it? And secondly, you can't come after your auntie for shit she did in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. And now as she's performing this stuff, it's all considered costume. Yeah, she don't dress like she used to, but some of those dances and stuff, yeah, it's reflective of the period in time. Of course, if I go see her do Rhythm Nation, I want her doing all of that shit. What you mean? So he took issue because one of her fans reposted the video. What was it? The Way Would You? And he commented underneath it, I didn't like it. It just diminishes her amazing talent, but would love to hear your disagreement. And he says she wouldn't have had it any other way. She's a trailblazer and an icon from Control to Rhythm Nation to All For You, Gone Till It's Gone. There will never be another Janet Jackson. But he also said, when somebody asked, are you calling your aunt a hoe? He said, never did, never would. Way too much respect, admiration, and love for my aunt to call her that. Doesn't even cross my mind. It's sad the amount of trolls and hate on this platform and how it feeds souls. Janet did not reach out to comment. He also went on to say, to all the Black women out there, know your worth. I truly believe you are the strongest beings on the planet. Don't sell yourself short. Become the queens you are meant to be. Love always. I mean, it took all of that for you to say that statement. It took you degrading your auntie on a comment to get to this point to make a statement like this. Wah, wah, wah. Boo, boo, boo. Missed the message. Whack point. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have took. Here we go. Yes, all fucking day. Are you kidding me? It took you having to do that to realize that that's a worthy statement you should just say on a regular. So that's really what the gripe I took with it. Of course, Janet's not gonna come out. She probably don't even talk to the boy. To be honest, Janet probably like, now which one is it? What nephew? Whose child is it? Oh, it's all right. It's fine. Knowing Janet, screw you. All the other crap she's taking from everybody else, she ain't got time for that. She got no time for that. Hey, good morning, pretty PR chick. Good morning. FCA Bay isn't his baby mama. Her son isn't his. Oh, wow. So whose child is it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So she really shouldn't have custody of this child. I thought they were sharing joint custody. Mother shares audio of her son alleging that he was sexually assaulted by OTF rapper Duty Low. Duty Low wins $11 million lawsuit against FT and Bea following her sexual assault claims. How did I get that was her baby mom? Oh, now she needs custody. I'm wondering why they haven't taken custody from this woman. Those were some veiled claims. And then to come back and say that it was the child's fault after you put the audio out here? Was it the child's fault that you put the audio out here? Wow. Shout out to the pretty PR chick. Wow, she turned it on to the child. That's sick. So sick. And it's going to forever be out here. TJ, get the fuck off. Okay, love you, Miss Jackson. Would you mind? Is a sexual song. Her catalog includes sexually. I was just saying the same thing. What you want her to do? The show fit that. He can sit his talentless ass down somewhere, period. And shout out to Risa. Shout out to, thank y'all. I felt the same fucking way as well. So now that we are at the end of the show, thank y'all so much for being here today. I appreciate it. We cover a lot of stuff. Baby, we cover a lot of stuff. We got Peter, Janet, Tori, Wendy, Omarion, Carl, and Duty Low, as well as our local news. We talked about student loans this morning. We talked about Lori Lightfoot. we updated on the TV attack. He actually did commit all 3 of those murders. We talked about Felicia Johnson, dismembered body being found. Now we have to find the suspect. And let me just show his picture because you are a suspect. That's what you are. A suspect. Hopefully they find your ass. We touched on the 60-year-old woman, Miss Lisa Edwards, who was fatally detained. Rest in peace. And we would have known about anything about this until body cam footage was released. So now what we're watching to see how quick or slow they are to add justice for these police officers, to provide justice for the family against these police officers. That'll be the interesting part. We also talked about the Georgia teacher who was caught in the closet with a minor, and it was at a middle school, by the way, middle school. We talked about the dealership who urinated on the girl's driver's license for no fucking reason because she didn't like what she saw and moved on. So she's been offered a free car. Shout out to her. We also touched on Corey Jones, who was killed, drummer, waiting for someone to come fix his car because he didn't want to leave his equipment. An unmarked police officer, not in uniform, comes up and acts an ass. We talked about that too. And then we touched on a bunch of quickies and rumors. Again, today's show, we supported Barbershop for Books. Great program, great group of founders. They are nationwide. A lot of great programs. And I specifically love their Barbershop Books program. If you know a barbershop near you that should be a part of this network, they'll provide them books, the casing, all that great stuff. Please go to the website. I dropped the website in the chat earlier. I will drop it one more time. If you're interested, please go let them know. You never know what a barbershop might be interested in doing, and you'll just be doing your part by helping young Black boys and their fathers by reading. Here is that link. Appreciate it. And then also, video dropping right after this video. Oh, she's mad. Calls police on Black men who were shoveling the neighborhood sidewalk. Y'all got to check that out. A little interesting. And then lastly, the quote of the day, and I wanted to end on this. I've done it before and I can do it again. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in the fact that you've had some success. Build on those successes. Again, you've done it before and you can do it again, baby. All right. And shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here so much. Always got good comments. Great show. Thank you, Risa. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. You too, Oxide 805. Bobby, you have a wonderful day. Yeah, I already made a comment on that video. Okay. Thank y'all, crew. Thank y'all for being here. We'll be back on Friday. Haven't planned the show yet, so I don't know what's upcoming in that show. But we'll be live on Friday, and then Wake and Breathe will be back, of course. Wake and Breathe, because I got to tell y'all. Y'all probably like, so are you still talking to him? What's going on? Y'all gonna be like, Roman, what? Roman? I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear none of that. So we'll chat. And y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Shout out to the crew. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Replay crew, shout out to you. Thank you for holding me down and always checking my videos out. If you're not hearing it live, you come back. I really do appreciate it. Man, until next time, crew. Until next time. Deuces. Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go, let's go.